Hi, this is Chaplain William Johnson for our Monday morning meditation. And as always, it's a great joy and privilege to be able to share with you in these moments of inspiration and encouragement. I do want to, as always, send a shout out and a very hearty thank you to our administration that gives us this latitude to be able to share these messages of encouragement, not only to our staff and to our hospital community, and to our patients and their families. And so we want you to know we appreciate you for giving us this privilege of sharing. And to all of those who would be listeners and hearers of these messages, we hope that they find you in places and bring encouragement and enlightenment to your life. Certainly, we hope that they inspire you as you're doing this great work, not only in the hospital community, but in your own families. And as you love and live and laugh and leave a legacy, we hope that you are finding these sharings helpful, that they might give you strength along the way. Well, for our Monday morning meditation, as always, we'll say again that we share it with this in mind. A moment of meditation, a moment of thinking, so that you can be able to hold on to something, think about it, meditate on it all week. And in your leisure, if you could, give us some feedback so that we can know that we're kind of moving in the right direction or touching the right touchstones and making sure that we are providing the support you need along the way. Well, here's today's Monday morning meditation, and we've entitled it In the Dark Room. In the Dark Room. It's an amazing thing to learn a little bit. And I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and we were reflecting on our high school years and all the things we had a chance to learn that are no longer a part of the educational process for so many. We had driver's education, and we thought we were on the cutting edge of technology in a simulator in our high school so that we can go to class and learn how to drive while we're sitting in these simulators. Nothing like real life driving, I would like to say, but it got us ready for those things. We had things like home economics to learn how to set a budget and to be able to know how to run your home and to take care of things in your home, shopping and setting a budget and doing those things that would be helpful for life for us. And we also had the arts, all sorts of arts. We were privileged to be able to have art appreciation and learn a little bit about what was happening in the world. And we had a little class called photography, which was a part of our art class. And it was amazing to be able to learn about the dark room. The dark room is a place where film is developed, and so that it is important that you have an image that has been taken by a camera of some sort, but it cannot be exposed to light or it would burn out the film. And so that, or overexpose it. So you would go into a dark room, a place where that film was to be developed. It was dark, and it was a place where in which you had chemicals where once you've taken the negatives out of the camera, you would place them into these chemicals for them to be developed, and you'd have to take them out appropriately and be careful not to expose them to light before time. It was an amazing thought. And so I was reflecting on what has been happening with us over the last couple of years, and it seems to me that now that we are thawing out or coming out of some part of the challenges that we faced over the recent years, it is a good time to reflect and remember. And that is precisely what a dark room provides. It provides for us the opportunity to share a little bit in reflection of what has happened in the snapshot of what has happened in our lives, how life has impacted us, and to reflect on it and see what we've learned and see what it has brought to our lives, whether for good or ill. It is important to take a moment to take it all in and to develop it and to see what it is that we have learned. And for the precise reason for us to be able to take a note of what we've learned and to act accordingly going forward. Yeah. The psalmist in the 30th Psalm offers these words, and he says something around the fifth verse, and I'm going to share it with you because I just don't want to just kind of pull it up out of the air. So I'm going to read a little bit of the 30th Psalm. It is attributed to David, but I'm going to read a little bit of it from the New Living Translation. I will exalt you, Lord, for you rescued me. You refused to let my enemies triumph over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you restored my health. You brought me up from the grave. O Lord, you keep me from falling into the pit of death. Sing to the Lord, all you godly ones. Praise his holy name. And here's the part. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes with the morning. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes in the morning. I've heard that before, many times, read it before, but it has new meaning now. Weeping comes in moments of darkness. It comes in those difficult moments in our lives when we have lost a loved one, had a broken heart, lost a job, found that what we dreamed about, what we hoped for, failed, and it did not work out quite the way we wanted it to. We have come through a dark room, if you will, or a dark place, or a difficult place where life has impacted us. It has left its marks on us. Many of us are kind of thawed out. I was talking to a work colleague, just yesterday, and she was sharing about the loss of a loved one. And in doing so, I felt sorry because I wasn't aware. And we're all coming out of these moments of grief and frustration and anger, and now seeing the sun out, or able to get out and see family, or to get back to what we think might be normal, a new normal, but it is changing for us. But in doing so, we are aware that this has been a challenge for many of us. So it is important for us to take a snapshot, take a moment to reflect on it, and to see what it is that happened in the dark room. So you take these experiences and you get in the dark room, a place of solitude where there are no distractions, where it's just you reflecting on what has happened. And I would dare say, you and God, truth and wisdom, looking into the circumstances, and let's see what we've learned. I don't know what your experiences have been over the past year, and I don't know what it is that you're going through now. I wish I could give you and lend to you the greatest advice as a guru. I am not that. But what I can say is that in these moments, if you sit with them and you sit with the holy, God shows up in those moments to have conversations with us about reflecting on what it is we've experienced. And in doing so, teaching us lessons about life and love, and even the pursuit of a legacy that will give us the ability to change or make adjustments to our normal course. So I wanted to say this, and I'm going to wind up here, that in the dark room, we have learned through a pandemic and through loss and through difficulty how it is that we have survived. I said this last week, and I will say it again. It is important and imperative. It sits with me now more than ever, that while we are in the midst of things, I used to say, and I've heard it said, this wonderful adage, how do we get there from here? In other words, we know where we are and we see where we want to go. We see that where we want to go may be across a gulf or on the other side of things. We want a better career, a better life, better love, a better family. And we don't know how to get there from here. And what I often have learned to say now recently is that in reflection over the things, after being in my own dark room, I reflected and then thought, no, not how do I get there from here, but how did I get here from there? Yeah. How did I get here from there? How did we make it over the last 2 years? How did we make it through the pandemic? How did we make it through loss and grief? How did we make it through transition in career? How do we make it through our kids growing up? How do we make it through those moments when we were worn out as parents, trying to make sure that we can get them to daycare and get them to their activities, and now they're walking across a stage, graduating from high school or college and on their way with their lives? How did we get here from there? And the reality is that what I've said and shared before, weeping may endure for night, but joy comes in the morning. How did I get joy out of a difficult, weepy place? And the answer is the divine, that God shows up and carries us from there to here. And to answer the question, how do I get here from here to there? All I have to do is reflect on how I got here from there. And God shows up. I know that sounds like a riddle, but if you are at a different place when you've had obstacles before, they will give you lessons about how you will make it in your future. Well, that's as much as I want to say today. I want to encourage you today to know that you are on a trajectory, that you are not alone, and that even when you're in a difficult place and you can't get it right and the rhythm of your life seems to be off, or maybe things are going well for you and things are going right as you want, whatever the case is, I want to remind you to reflect. Take some moments, put it in your dark room, and make sure you take learnings from it, because it will bless your life. I promise you, if you take a few moments to be still. Listen to your heart, listen to life. Try not to push so much, and be still long enough so you can see the glory and the blessings in your life that are already here. Life may not feel like a blessing for some. It may feel like hell to others, but reflect on it anyway. You'll discover, you'll see little things that will encourage you along the way. Well, thank you so much. And to all of our dedicated staff and all of you who are our listeners, please respond. Let us know how we're doing with this. And we want you to know you are loved, you are appreciated, and you are irreplaceable. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Have a great Monday. And we are praying for you and thinking of you even as you journey through it all. Thanks. God bless.